Alright, in this episode 10 of PSD to HTML, we are going to see how to convert this beautiful PSD into the working HTML and CSS. So if you are wondering, this is going to be the episode number 10th. Previously we have covered almost 10 episodes, which will be basic one. Now we are slightly moving forward to the advanced one. Fine, let's get started. So just to give you a quick overview, we are going to use the font Roboto and the Google, it's a Google font, and then we have a font awesome icons, and this will be placed in place of the list item. So you might have seen list item with bullet or disk or square, but in this video we are going to see how to make this as a icon instead of normal or classic bullet, bold, and other stuff. Fine. Now we are going to have a container. This container is going to have space on the left side and on the right side, and then we are going to have a row, and this row will have two columns. The first column will hold the image and the second column will hold the content. So this would be h3, paragraph, list item and button. Fine, let me show you the HTML required. And before that I have added the font awesome and the Google font and the style sheet, which we will be completing in this video. Fine, as I said, let's create a container, and inside the container we are going to have row, and we are not going to use Bootstrap, we are going to make custom class. So this may look like a Bootstrap class, but this is a custom class which we are making. So this is going to be an image. Let's open the image. I leave the pages or the images in the description to follow along. So this is it, x3, which is inside. Let me rename this file to images. On the image we have x3, and let's add class img responsive. Fine, now we need a heading. Let's make it h3, and text, and then we have a div which acts as a separator. So if I show you, this is the separator, you can see, and then let this be a single line, and then we have a paragraph with the lorem ipsum of 25 text, and then we have unordered list, a list item, so some 4 text, and this is going to be 4 times, and then we have a button. This will have text. Fine, so this is the HTML. Now let me show you what the HTML looks like. So this is this. Now we have to convert this into design with the help of CSS. Now let's style the container. We need a margin, or let's say padding left of 15 pixel, 50 pixel, and padding right of 15 pixel. If I refresh, now we have row, and this would act as display flex, and this is how it looks. So far so good. Now let's work on the call. This side we have h3, then call has paragraph, then call has ul, and UL has li, and then we have button, and then we have the separator just below the heading. Div with class, let me zoom in, just I hope this is visible. Fine. Now over here on the second column you can see the spaces. So call colon nth child, second one, vertical align, middle. So let me show you what it does. So the new way of doing this is align item center. Fine. Now let's make the font size and let's have the font family. And this font family should be for paragraph, list item and button. Or in common, what you can do is on all element be the font family Roboto. So now we don't need this, and let's change the color to gray for the paragraph. And on the second column, colon nth child 2, we need a padding left of 15 pixel. Fine, there was the spelling mistake, you can see. Now that is working. Now let's work on the separator. So let me text planning and design modern equipment, the text. The font is too big, let me make it smaller. Now let's work on the separator. We need a width of 100% and a height of, let's say, 5 pixel, and let the background be red just to see how does it looks. Now that seems to be working, but let me remove the background and let's add the pseudo class, pseudo element colon before. If it is pseudo element, we need to have content, position absolute. If once we use position absolute to the child, the parent should have position relative, bottom of 0 pixel, and let the height be 5 pixel and let the width be 10%, and let the background be red just to see. Now we want the color to be yellow or orangish yellow. Close enough. We just need to reduce the height. Let me make it 3. Cool. Now it's working. Now let's work on the list item. So here on the list item, list style none, and now if I refresh it, it would be removed. And after the list item, I'm going to add a pseudo element. The font family is going to be font awesome, and this is the content. And let me show you. Font awesome 5. Cool. Font awesome itself comes with a default class, so we don't need this. So if I show you, it is asking me to add the class to the list item, and then the list item should have a span tag, and inside the span tag it should have the item which you want to be a font awesome. So let me add the span tag, and if I refresh, this is how it looks. And if you want to change the font awesome icons, so it looks like a comment. So let me make comment. This one, let me click it. So it's the HTML. Let me copy this and paste it somewhere, and let's use this in place of square. Now if I refresh, cool. We want the size to be bigger. We'll work on the font size later on. Now let's work on this. The background color should be for the button, and border should be 0. Outline should be 0, or you can say none. So if I refresh, this is how it looks. Let me add the padding of 20 pixel on all sides, too big, 15 pixel on all sides, and let me add the border radius 15 pixel, 30 pixel. Cool. Just need the width to be 300 pixel for the button, to be 100 pixel, 200, and let's add the font size. And we need the bold font weight 600. Cool. And we want the font weight for the list item as well. I think we have removed it. And for paragraph as well, and for the H3 as well. Now we don't need this, I guess. Let me get into the inspect, and let's work on the font size individually. This is 27. This is 18. Padding top 10 pixel. Padding top and bottom, left and right. Cool. So let's use this. Then the font size for H3 is 27, and then what we have paragraph. Cool. I believe that's all for this video. Let's work on the responsiveness. So this is for desktop. At the rate media screen and max width for above 980 pixel, sorry, min width, and it should be display flex, and for mobile it should be flex direction column, and for desktop it is flex direction row. So let me see. This should be column, and if I get into the mobile version, on the 3 dot I want it to be attached. Now click on this. If I refresh, so the values are row. So if it is row, it would be stacked one after the other, not a stacked, but it would be in the column shape. So in short, everything lies in the flex direction. So let me get into the desktop version. So that is above 900 pixel. It is row. So it is row. I have to place this at the bottom. So if you see, this row class is for the mobile screen. So if I get into the screen size below 980 pixel, now the flex direction is column. That means one below the other. So that seems to be working exactly as we want. We'll work on this section. So the minimum screen is, let's say, 480 pixel. For it is great. So for tablet it is going to be 778 pixel. It is also looking great. So for mobile screen it is above 998 pixel, or let's say 1200. This is the normal desktop. So on the desktop as well it is working as we thought. So if you are wondering how I know the breakpoint, so if you see Bootstrap Breakpoint on the CSS W3 school, you will get the breakpoint section. So you can see below 600 pixel, and this is for tablet 768, and this is for medium screen desktop, and this is for normal screen desktop. So 768, 992 and 1200. So far you have seen the responsive screen that is working as we thought. That's all for this video. Thank you so much for listening.